Okay, today from Martin Safety, we're going to talk a little bit about rescue protocol as it relates to permit required confined spaces. There's some things that in my career that I've noticed a lot of companies don't know. First of all, as you know, under general industry, OSHA's 1910 general industry standards, OSHA recalls eminently that rescue is required anytime there's an entry into a permit required confined space. That means you need to prep. So how does it normally go? Well, something along this lines. A supervisor finds out that an entry needs to be made because of some repairs into a permit required confined space. No problem there. But he needs to do a pre-job briefing. He's going to sit down. They need to document that they've done the pre-job briefing. If it's not documented, OSHA comes in, there's no evidence, so be sure you document it. But then he's going to talk about the history of the space, the hazards in the past of the space, what they might look toward in terms of dangers, hazards, and the work itself in the confined space when they make entry. Going to talk about the atmosphere, testing, continual monitoring, all of these kind of things. But then he's going to talk about the rescue and what the rescue needs to look like and what the rescue needs to be. Again, we got to document this. So having said that, that means that your local fire department or your ERT team has already been there in the past. They're familiar with the location of the confined space in the event of a rescue. They're familiar with the hazards and so forth. And the reason that's so important that they already know where it is when the fire department drives up or your ERT team needs to get there, the seconds are going by like this. And if someone's down, that means oxygen is not getting to the brain. Seconds count, so we have to have rescue ready. So when the pre-job briefing is just about complete, something along the lines happens like this. The supervisor turns around and calls the fire department and says, "Chief, we're going to be making an entry tomorrow morning at 10:30 a.m. And it's going to be at the Purple Smoke Grinder permit required confined space." And the chief says something along the lines, "Oh yes, I remember from being there in the past where that's located, that it's going to be a vertical rescue or horizontal rescue. What are you guys going to be doing? What chemicals are you going to be using?" So forth and so on. So then the chief hangs up and he and his rescue team at the fire department or your ERT team, they make preparations for the potential rescue that they might have to do. But let's just say that tomorrow morning at 10:15, and this is the part that a lot of companies don't realize. At 10:15, the fire chief or the ERT team calls and says, "Hey, you're going to have to postpone that entry at 10:30 today. I have all my engines occupied with a 5-alarm fire on a high-rise or something." That company's supposed to stop and not make entry. Now, do a lot of companies do that? Probably not. They are going to make entry anyway. But from a perspective of OSHA compliance, they're supposed to stop and make sure at another time that they have rescue 100% ready to go before that entry's made. Well, that's the Martin Safety tip of the day. You stay safe out there.